Jai Sri Krishna to all of you. Welcome to the second day of Gita recitals. Excuse me. I'm going to begin with the preliminary pujas. For those of you that are ready, please have your water ready to do the purificatory rituals. Thereafter, we'll continue with the puja. Okay, so we're going to do the purificatory mantras. You will need your water, you'll need some chandan to put a tilak paste for yourself. You'll need a lamp that you need to light. Thereafter, some flowers for the different dhyan mantras that we're going to read. Acha, so sprinkle water around yourselves on the bedi. Om apavitraha pavitro va sarvavasthangatopi va yah smaret pundarikaksham sabahyabhyantarah shuchi. Now you will sip water from the palm of your right hand, once for each mantra, and we're going to do this 3 times. So take water in your right hand. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Sip it. Water again. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Sip that. And then once more. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Now rinse your hands, please. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudhanaya Namaha. If you have one, put a paiti, a koos ring on the right hand ring finger. Om Pavitreshtho Vaishnavyo Saviturvaha Prasavaha Utpunam Yachidrena Pavitrena Surya Rashmabhihi Tasya te Pavitrapate Pavitraputasya Yatta Kamaha Punetachakeyam. Using your thumb, place a sandal paste, a chandan dot on your forehead. Om Chandanam Bandate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Harite Nityam Lakshmir Vasatu Sarvada. Light the lamp. Om Bhodipa Tvam Brahmarupa Andhakara Nivaraka Imamayang Kritang Puja Grihastejo Pravardhaye. Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle water on your seat around yourselves. Om Pridvitvaya Dhrita Loka Devitvam Vishnunadhrita Tvam Cha Dharyamam Devi Pavitram Kuruchasanam. Now, if you have flowers and rice, you may take some in your hand. Otherwise, put your palms together and appeal for blessings from God. Appeal that all our undertakings will be successful. We are going to read the Swasti Vachan. Om Swastina Indro Vridashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starikshur Arishtanemihi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Payah Prithivyam Paya Oshadhishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payodhaha Paya Swatihi Pradishaha Santu Mahiyam. Om Vishnorarathamasi Vishnoha Snaptrestho Vishnoha Syurasi Vishnurdhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnave Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Ditya Devata Maruto Devata Vishwe Deva Devata Brihaspatir Devatendro Devata Varuno Devata Om Dhyo Shantir Antarikshagvam Shantihi Prithvi Shantir Apah Shantir Oshadhayah Shantihi Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishvedevah Shantir Brahmah Shantihi Sarvagwang Shantihi Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Vishwani Dev Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadran Tanna Asuva. Acha, you may place your offerings down. I'm now going to read a sankalpa, the declaration of the prayer that we're going to be engaging in this evening. So if you have it, you may take a betel leaf, betel nut, some flour, rice, and a coin. If you don't have that, then place a drop of water on your right hand as I read the sankalpa. Hari Om Tat Sat Namaha Paramatmane Shri Puran Purushoktamaya Shrimad Bhagavate Mahapurushasya Vishnur Agyaya Pravartaman Syad Brahmane Dvitayah Praharade Shri Shvedvaraha Kalpe Kali Yuge Kali Pratham Charne Dakshin Afrika Khande अमुक प्रान्ते अमुक नगरे अमुक स्थाने भाद्रपद मासे कृष्ण पक्षे द्वितीयां तिथौ मंगल वासरे अमुक गोत्र उत्पन्नम अमुक नामनः पंचोपचार गणेश गौरी पूजनम कलश ध्यानम शिव ध्यानम राधा कृष्ण पूजनम गीता पाठम अहम karishyami. You may place your offerings down or drop the water onto the floor. Now we're going to do Avahan, invitation to Ganesh and Gauri. You may take a flower and some rice in your hand, or simply put your palms together and concentrate on Ganesh Gauri. Om he he rambha tume ye hi ambikatrayambakatmaja सिद्धि बुद्धि पत्रे त्र्यक्ष लक्ष लाभ पितो पितः नागास्य नागहारत्वम् घनराज चतुर्भुज भूषितः स्वायुधैर्दिव्ये पाशाङ्कुश परश्वधैः आवाहयामि पूजार्थं रक्षार्थं च मम क्रतौः इहागत्य गृहाण त्वं पूजां क्रतुं च रक्ष मे ओम गणानान्त्वा गणपति गुंहवामहे प्रियानान्त्वा प्रियपति गुंहवामहे निधीनान्त्वा निधिपति गुंहवामहे वसुममा आहम जानि गर्भदमा त्वमजासि गर्भधम् ओम भूर्भुवस्व गणपतये नमः ओम अम्बे अम्बिके अम्बालिके न मानिति कश्चन सस्यश्वक शुभद्रिकां काम्पीलवासिनीं ओम भूर्भुवस्व अम्बिकायै नमः. Place your offerings down at your Ganesh Gauri Murti if you have one. Now make the following offerings to Ganesh Gauri. Perfume, idam gandham, flower, om imani malyani, wave the agarbatti around, om idam dhupam. Now wave your arti around the murti. Om idam deepam. Rinse your hands and then offer either fruit or prasad or whatever it is that you have to offer. Om nevedyam samarpayami. Sprinkle water. Om achmaniyam samarpayami. बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय. जग जगनी गौरी माता की जय. We're now going to do Prarthana, an invocation to Kalash and to Varun. And as we do this, concentrate on all the places of pilgrimage and appeal for the energies of those places of pilgrimage to penetrate our homes and the places that we live in. Put your palms together. Om Tattvayami Brahmana Vandamanastashaste Yajmano Haviribhihi Ahedamano Varuneha Bodhyurashagwang Samana Ayuhu Pramoshihi. Now we'll offer a prayer to Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shambhavaya cha Mayo Bhavaya cha Namah Shankaraya cha Mayaskaraya cha Namah Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha Shivaya Namaha. Now we are going to do puja to Sri Radha Krishna. So again, if you have a murti or a picture frame of Radha Krishna, you may make all your offerings on that. You can take some flour and til in your hand. Om Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Offer that. Now we can offer some flour and til as a seat for Bhagwan Radha Krishna. Om Vishweshwara Jagannatha Deva Deveshwara Priya Asanam Divyam Sarvesha Dasye Hantubhyamishwaram. Offer some water on your murti or on your frame, or if you are using a supari, you can offer water on that, the supari being the symbol of Radha Krishna. Om idam padhyam mesho argyam tathachmanyam jalam snaniyam cha maya daktam grihana parameshwara. Where available, you may offer some panchamrit. Om snanam panchamritam deva grihana parameshwara anathanatha sarvagya girvana pranati priya. Now offer water. Om Ganga Godavari Reva Payoshni Yamuna Tatha Saraswatyadi Tirthani Snanartham Pratigriyatam. Offer a piece of cotton in the form of a Yagyopavita Janeo. Om Yagyopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajarpateryat Sahajam Purastat Ayushyamagram Pratimuncha Shubhram Yagyopavitam Balamastu Tejaha. Offer cotton again, this time in the form of clothing. Om Veda Sukta Samayukta Yagyasama Samanvite Sarva Varna Pradedeva Vasasi Pratigrihatam. Use your ring finger, right hand ring finger, and apply a chandan dot on Radha and Krishna. Om Sri Khandam Chandanam Divyam Gandhadyam Sumanoharam Vilepanam Surasreshta Chandanam Pratigrihatam. Now you may offer some colored powders. Om Abhiram Kumkumam Chaiva Sinduram Bhagyavardhanam Nivedayami Te Mata Grihana Parameshwari. Offer some til. Om Akshatanscha Surasreshta Shubhradunascha Nirmala Maya Nivedita Bhaktya Grihana Parameshwara. Flower. Om Mallikadi Sugandhini Malatyadini Ve Prabho Mayarthani Pujartham Pushpani Pratigrihyatam. Tulsi. Om Tulsi Manjiri Bhiryah Kuryat Hari Hararchanam Nasa Garvam Griham Yati Mukti Bhago Nasanshayam. Wave the agarbatti around. Om Vanaspati Rasod Bhuto Gandhadyo Gandhoptamah Agreya Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pratigrihyatam. Now you do Arti. Om Sajang Cha Varti Sanyuktang Bahanina Yojitang Maya Deepang Grihan Devesha Trailokya Timirapaha. Rinse your hands thereafter and offer the prasad that you have available. Om Ghritapakvam Havisyanam Payasam cha Sasharkaram Nanavidam cha Nevedyam Vishnu me Pratigrihyatam. Sprinkle water. Om Sarva Papa Haram Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achamyata Maya Daktam Grihana Parameshwara. Where available, you may offer betel leaf, betel nut, a pinch of camphor, cloves, and a coin. Om Pungi Phalam Mahadravyam Nagavalli Daleryutam Dhyana Deva Deveshe Drakshadini Sureshwaraha. Now you do Arti. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantar Kritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade. बोलिए श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय. Acha, we are now going to proceed with the opening invocation mantras, and you will find this on your screens, so you can follow on that. Om Om Om. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gururmurtihi Pujamulam Guroho Padam Mantramulam Gurorvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Kasturi Tilakam Lalatha Patale Vakshasthale Kostubham Nasagre Varamoktikam Karatale Venum Kare Kankanam Sarvange Harichandanam Sulalitam Kanthe Chamuktavali Gopastri Pariveštito Vijayate Gopalachudamani. Ulendivarakantimiinduvadanam Barhavatam Sapriyam Shrivatsankhamudarakostumbhadaram Pitambaram Sundaram. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum Gopasanghavritam Govindam Kalavenuvadanaparam Devyangabhushan bhaje. Om Parthaya Pradiboditam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam. Advaitaamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavadveshinim. Namostute Vyasa Vishal Buddhe Pularvindayat Patra Netra येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कञ्चचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनवर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरन्नदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भरतपङ्कजकलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः सुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगां ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसः पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रसङ्ग्रहैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिः श्रिता सर्वशास्त्रमयी गीता सर्वदेवमयो हरिः सर्वतीर्थमयी गङ्गा सर्ववेदमयो मनुः गीता गङ्गा च गायत्री गोविन्देति हृदि स्थिते चतुर्गकारसंयुक्ते पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते भारतमृत्वसर्वस्व गीतायामतिथस्य च सारम् उद्धृत्य कृष्णेन अर्जुनस्य मुखे हुतम्। अन्य शास्त्रों के संग्रह की क्या आवश्यकता है, केवल गीता का ही भली प्रकार से गान पठन और मनन करना चाहिए, क्योंकि यह भगवान पद्मनाभ विष्णु के साक्षात मुख कमल से प्रकट हुई है। गीता समस्त शास्त्रमयी है, श्री हरि सर्ववेदमय है, गंगा जी सर्वतीर्थमयी है और मनु सर्ववेदमय है। गीता, गंगा, गायत्री और गोविंद ये चार गकार से युक्त नाम जिसके हृदय में वसते हैं उसका पुनर्जन्म नहीं होता। महाभारत रूपी अमृत के सर्वस्व गीता को मथ कर और उसमें से सार निकाल कर भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन के मुख में उसका हवन किया है। We now going to do the Gita Arti. So if you have your Gita present with you, you can do Arti of your Gita. Achha, so let's sing the Gita Arti.
Om Jai Bhagavad Gita मया जय भगवत गीते हरिय कमल विहारिणि हरिय कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपनीते ओम जय भगवत गीते करम सुमरम प्रकाशनि कामा सति हरा मया कामा सति हरा ब्रह्मपरा ओम जय भगवत गीते निषद भक्ति विधायनि निरमल मलहारी मया निरमल मलहारी शरण रहस्य प्रदायनि शरण रहस्य प्रदायनि सब विधि सुखकारी ओम जय भगवत गीते राग द्वेष विधारिणि तारिणि मोद सदा मया तारिणि मोद सदा भव भयहारिणि तारिणि भव भयहारिणि तारिणि परमानंद प्रधा ओम जय भगवत गीते आसुर भाव विनाशनि नाशनि तमरजनि मया नाशनि तमरजनि देवी सद्गुणयानि देवी सद्गुणयानि हरि रसिका सजनि ओम जय भगवत गीते समता त्याग सिखावणि हरि मुख की बाणी मया हरि मुख की बाणी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामणि सकल शास्त्र की स्वामणि श्रुतियों की रानी ओम जय भगवत गीते दया सुधा बरसावणि माधु कृपा की जय मया माधु कृपा की जय हरि पद प्रेम दान कर हरि पद प्रेम दान कर अपनों कर लीजय ओम जय भगवत गीते ओम जय भगवत गीते मया जय भगवत गीते हरिय कमल विहारिणि हरिय कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपनीते ओम जय भगवत गीते। जय कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे दुखियों के दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे उसकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे उसकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान, राधे कृष्ण की जय। सीता के राम, राधा की श्याम, मीरा के गिरधर नागर सोड़ के घनश्याम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। महलों का सुख छोड़ सियाने, राम का साथ निभाया। लक्ष्मी का धर रूप सियाने, जग का पाप मिटाया। बना दिया था इस धरती में राम भक्त का धाम। सीता के राम, राधा की श्याम, मीरा के गिरधर नागर सोड़ के घनश्याम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। राधा ने श्री श्याम सुंदर संग ऐसा रास रचाया। तीन लोक में श्याम और राधा का रूप समाया। कोटि कोटि भक्तों के मुख पर राधा श्याम के नाम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, मीरा के गिरधर नागर सोड़ के घनश्याम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। मीरा ने महलों की झूठी महिमा को ठुकराया। तोर जगत के बंधन अपने गिरधर को अपनाया। प्रेम दीवानी मीरा को करते हैं भक्त प्रणाम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, मीरा के गिरधर नागर सोड़ के घनश्याम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम। सीता राधा और मीरा का सबसे न्यारा स्वामी, सबसे न्यारा सबके प्यारा स्वामी अंतर्यामी। सदा बनाए करते प्रभु जी सबके बिगड़े काम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, मीरा के गिरधर नागर सोड़ के घनश्याम। सीता के राम, राधा के श्याम, राधा के श्याम, राधा के श्याम। ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान, राधे कृष्ण की जय। श्याम कहो या गोपाला, नट खट यशोमति के लाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। तुझे श्याम कहो या गोपाला, नट खट यशोमति के लाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सब तेरा रूप निराला। तेरे नाम हजारों स्वामी, जिस नाम से तुझको पुकारो, अपना जीवन तन मन धन, सब तेरा चरणों में वालो। तू हो बड़ी अंतर्यामी, तन तन में तेरा उजाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। तुझे श्याम कहो या गोपाला, नट खट यशोमति के लाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। तेरे महिमा सब जग गाए, हे मोहन मदन मुरारी, एक पल में क्या कर डाले, लीलाजे अजब तुम्हारी। तू रंग को दे आज दानी, ऐसा है दीन दयाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। तुझे श्याम कहो या गोपाला, नट खट यशोमति के लाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। हे मुरलीधर मतवाले, भक्तों के तुम रखवाले, जो तेरे नाम पुकारे, तूने उसके संकट टाले। सारे दुनिया जपती है प्रभु तेरे नाम की माला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। तुझे श्याम कहो या गोपाला, नट खट यशोमति के लाला, हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। हे नटवरना गर नंदा, सबसे तेरा रूप निराला। हे नटवरना गर नंदा,
जय श्री कृष्णा. Rajiv ji ko dhanyavad. Very melodious and meaningful bhajans, Rajiv ji. Thank you very, very much for setting up the mood for us for the rest of our satsang this evening. Rajiv will return later to offer more musical items. We are now going to proceed with the Bhagavad Gita recitals for this evening. And today we are going to begin with verse 4 of the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm going to read the verse and I'll read it slowly, and I'd like you to also join me from your homes. Those of you who don't have a Gita, that's fine. The verses are up on the screen so you can follow from there. Let's begin with the fourth verse, text 4. Sarvayonishu kaunteya मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद् योनिरहं बीजप्रदः पिता. I'm going to read again. सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद् योनिरहं बीजप्रदः पिता. So, in the discourse last evening, Bhagavan Sri Krishna was explaining to us how janma और मरण में सब पड़ता है. He explained about how what happens during Mahasarg and Mahapralay, and how those who have attained, who have understood the ultimate knowledge, there is no return for them. But he also told us कि सब मेरा ही अंश है, that we are all part of his eternity, we are all part of him. He spoke about sadharmata. He spoke about how those who having attained the perfect knowledge become similar to God. They don't become God, they become similar to God. Through the Yoga Abhyas, Munis, the great souls, become what we call Yunjan Yoga. Yunjan Yoga are those who are able to attain certain extraordinary powers through abhyas. God, on the other hand, is Yoga Yukta. He naturally possesses those extraordinary powers. So when we understand the word Sadharmata, which you would have heard last night, Sadharmata means we become similar to God, but we do not become God. We cannot now be claimed to be Brahma, who creates the world, or Vishnu, who preserves the world, or Shiva, who causes dissolution. But we certainly can get Sadharmata, and when we get Sadharmata, there is, during the Mahasarga, during the recreation, so to speak, there is no such people do not return, and during the Mahapralaya, when everything is destroyed, they also don't get destroyed. तो आज इस श्लोक में जिसको हमने अभी पढ़ा है, सर्व योनिषु कौन्तेय, इसमें भगवान श्री कृष्ण हमसे क्या कहता है? So firstly, Bhagwan uses the word sarva yonishu. Now let's understand this word sarva yonishu. It actually refers to 4 categories of life, if you like, in life. There are 4 categories. Everything in this world that exists may be put into 4 different categories. The first category is referred to as Jara Yuja. Jara Yuja refers to those beings that are born from a womb. So human beings and animals fall in the category of Jara Yuja, those born from a womb. The second category is referred to as Andaja. Andaja refers to those that are born from the egg. So for example, birds and snakes fall within the second category. The third category is referred to as Swedaja. Swedaja means born out of sweat. So for example, the Jew in Hindi means, in English means lice. The lice that sometimes we find in hair is born out of sweat. And you get lots of other creatures that are born out of sweat. So that's referred to as Swedaja. Udbhija, the last category is Udbhija. Udbhija, those things that uh, push themselves from underground, so plants, trees, etc., that have their roots in the earth. So these are the 4 categories that we have in life, and these 4 categories make up what is referred to as Chaurasi Lakh Yoni, 8,400,000 species. So within each category, within Jarayuj, within Andaj, within Swedaj, and within Udbhij, there are different species, and together there are 8,400,000 different species, or different yoni, different kinds of wombs that we can go into. So when Bhagwan talks about Sarva Yonishu, he is excluding nothing from it. There is nothing that we know of in this world that Bhagwan Sri Krishna is excluding when in this verse he uses the word Sarva Yonishu. Now he says Sarva Yonishu Murtayah Sambhavanti, and then in the next part he says Tasam Brahma Mahad Yonir Aham Bija Pradah Pitah. So in the previous verse, in either 1 or 2, he used the word Mahad Brahma. He referred to himself. Sri Krishna referred to himself, and you would have heard this last night. He referred to himself as Mahad Brahma. Mahad Brahma, he says that he is the supreme being. Mahad Brahma, not just Brahma. He is the most supreme being who is the Mool Prakriti. Mool Prakriti means the basic nature, the original nature of the Sarva Yonishu, of the 8,400,000 species. So everything का जो चेतन अंश है, चेतन अंश, his consciousness सब में स्थापित है. Right? He is in everybody. There is a spark of Bhagwan in every species. So in the Jarayuj, in the Andaj, in the Swedaj, and in the Udbhij, there is an ansha, there is the consciousness of God present in every aspect of this world. वास्तव में संपूर्ण प्राणियों में एक ही परमात्मा विद्यमान है. Right? वास्तव में, in reality, संपूर्ण प्राणियों में, in all the living beings that exist in this world, there is only one Paramatma that is present. Tulsidas has so wonderfully told us in the Sri Ramcharitmanas, Siya Ram mai sab jag jane, karahu pranam jori jugapani. So, Siya Ram mai sab jag jane. I see Sita and Ram in this entire universe. Karahu pranam jori jugapani. Pani means hands. Sanskrit word pani means hands. It says, I therefore put my hands together and I pay reverence to everything in this world. So Tulsidas also gave us this idea that Sri Krishna Bhagwan is talking about here, that this entire world is pervaded by God's consciousness. So there isn't anything in this world that does not have God in him. The Upanishads have very wonderfully again declared Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. In other words, I am Brahman. We have a spark of Brahman in us. And so when Krishna Bhagwan uses the word Sarva Yonishu here, he is not leaving out anything. And he says, Bija Pradaha Pitaha. He says, I am the Father. So Krishna Bhagwan says that I am the Father. What does this mean? Firstly, who is the mother? Nature is the mother. Nature is the mother, and the four categories that I mentioned, the four categories of living beings that I mentioned, are the child that nature has produced in association with God. Therefore, Krishna Bhagwan says, I am the Father of this world. Therefore, he says, Bija Pradaha Pita. I am the one who plants the seeds. I am the Father who plants the seeds into nature. So, in this verse then, Krishna Bhagwan he says, Hey Kunti Nandan, Hey Kunti Nandan, O son of Kunti, Sampurna Yoniyo mein, Sampurna Praniyo mein, Jitne Sharir Paida hote hain, how, no matter, so how many bodies are born in the different yonis, in the different categories that I mentioned just now. Un sab ki mool prakriti, I am the original source of that. तो माता है और मैं बीज स्थापन करने वाला पिता हूं. So the Prakriti, nature, is the mother of all these things, and I am the one who plants the seeds. So there isn't anything that God does not is not part of in this world. So this therefore means that the whole idea of caste prejudices, gender discrimination, and all these kinds of discriminations, that discriminatory practices that exist in the world, goes against the teachings of Sanatan Dharma. Because if we believe in Bhagavad Gita, if we say that we live life in accordance to the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, and at the same time we discriminate against people of different skin color, we discriminate against people because of their gender, we discriminate against people because of the color of their skin, or because they may belong to a particular part of society, because of the kind of work that they may be doing, then we are contradicting the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Because Krishna is in the child, he is in the mother, he is in the sister, he is in the daughter, he is in the father, he is in the animal, he is in the trees. There is nothing that Krishna is not in. His ansh is in everything. And so therefore, for us to discriminate against anything would be contradictory to what is in the Bhagavad Gita, and specifically what is being said to us in this verse here, where Krishna Bhagwan says that I am present in everything. Acha, let us move now to the next verse, which is verse number 5. And let's understand what is being said here. So remember, he spoke about the association of nature and himself. So how does that which is produced from the association of nature and God get caught up in this world? Right? Because that's what he's going to talk about in the next few verses. How we get entangled in this world. Right? So let's read verse 5. Sattvam rajas tama iti gunaha prakriti sambhavaha nibadhananti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Let's read again. Sattvam rajas tama iti gunaha prakriti sambhavaha nibadhananti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Acha. So, what is Sri Krishna Bhagwan saying in this verse? He's saying to us that, Hey Mahabaho, O mighty armed one, again referring to Arjun, प्रकृति से उत्पन्न होने वाले सत्व, raja और tam. So born out of nature, there are three things, which is sattva, raja and tam. ये तीनों गुण, these three qualities, avinashi dehi, avinashi जीव आत्मा, the indestructible soul, को देह में बांध देते हैं. It entangles the soul, the indestructible soul, in the body. The body starts, the soul starts to think that it is the body. And what is it that causes this entanglement? What it is that causes, that binds us into this world? It is the three guna, which is raja, tama and sattva. So the raja, the sattva, raja and tama actually emanate from the Mahad Brahman. Again, that is created by God. And as we can see here, there are three of these gunas. Right? Now, what are gunas? Gunas are primary constituents. They are primary components of nature, of Prakriti. And in fact, they form the basis of all substances in this world. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to chapter 17 of the Bhagavad Gita. In the chapter 17 of the Bhagavad Gita, there is a great elaboration of the three gunas, of the sattva, raja and tama. What specifically, what Krishna Bhagwan does there is he shows us how different things in our life all can be categorized according to sattva, raja and tama. So for example, he talks about faith, he talks about devotion. So there's sattvic devotion, there's rajasic devotion, and there's also tamasic devotion. He talks about food in chapter 17, and he says there's sattvic food, there's rajasic food, and there's tamasic food. He talks about dan, charity. There's sattvic dan, there's rajasic dan, and there's tamasic dan. So what that means is that everything in this existence can be analyzed according to these three gunas. So the three gunas forms the basis of everything in the world. Achha? Then he says, Nibadhananti mahabaho dehi dehinam avyayam. So the gunas, the sattva, rajas and the tamas, what they do is they bind us to this material world. So he already referred in this verse to the soul. He said the soul is avinashi. It is indestructible. However, what happens is it gets bound to the material world because we become attached to things like wealth, to family, and to the body. We become attached to what is referred to as vinashi padartha, right? Perishable things. So even though our soul, the Jiva Atma, is swatantra, it is actually independent, but we become paradhin, we become subject to something, we become dependent on something. So what has happened is the gunas is what binds us to this material world. It confuses us such that we don't know the difference between the Jivatma, the soul, and the body. We don't know the difference between the Dehi, which is the soul, and the Deha, which is the body. Now, we know from Bhagavad Gita that Sattva is the best quality. Raja comes next, and then Tama is the lowest or the worst of the three. I read once Swami Shivananda referred to this as the triple mentality. Okay, so this triple mentality produces attachment, and it deludes us, it confuses us, and they are found in the same person. So there's no such thing as somebody is a totally sattvic person, or somebody is totally rajasic, or somebody is totally tamasic. There is these three qualities exist in all of us. There is nobody who can say that they don't have rajasic and tamasic. It's part of the system. It's there. The difference is that in some people, sattva dominates and rajas and tamas might be under control. In others, raja might dominate or tama might dominate. But the three exists in all people, right? And in fact, during our daily living, while we are in our waking stage, there are times in the day when we are sattvic, because and then there are some times in the day when we become rajasic, and sometimes when we become tamasic. So in one day we can actually be sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, because all three are part of our systems. So they exist in our mind. Therefore, Swami Shivananda refers to it as triple mentality. It's there all the time in the mind, right? And what happens is the soul gets limited by identifying with the body and these three qualities. Now, freedom or perfection is only possible if we have risen above the modes of nature, what is referred to as gunatita. We have to become good atita, meaning that we must transcend the gunas. Now in chapter 13, Bhagavan Sri Krishna used the word Kshetragya. Kshetragya is the knower of the field. And what happens is the knower of the field, the Kshetragya, gets bound up because of the gunas. And just now we will, in the next verse, in verse 6, in verse 7, in verse 8, he will, Krishna Bhagwan will take each of these gunas and he'll show how each one of them can be responsible for entangling us and for confusing us and making us believe that this world that we live in is the reality. So remember that, as I said, no one is free from the gunas, right? And I said that sometimes sattva predominates, at other times it might be raja, and at other times it might be tama that is dominating within us. And I referred to chapter 17. I said we must analyze everything according to this. So when I perform an action, Is my action according to sattva? Is it raja or tama? When I speak, am I speaking words that are sattvic, or am I speaking words that are rajasic, or are they tamasic? When I eat food, what kind of food do I eat? When I give dan, am I doing sattvic dan, am I doing rajasic dan, or am I doing tamasic dan? I'm not going to go into the details of that now because that's the subject of chapter 17. But I'm just saying that these qualities we need to use these qualities to analyze all the things that we do in this world. So Sri Krishna then has made us aware in this verse of the three gunas, and he has shown us that it can entrap the soul. In the next verse, in verse 6, he elaborates on one of these, which is the sattva, and how it may also bind the soul. So let's read verse 6 and then we can have a discussion on that. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. Sorry about that. Let's do this again. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. So in this verse he says, Hey Pap Rahit Arjun. So Arjun is Pap Rahit. He does not commit sin. उन गुणों में सत्व गुण निर्मल है. उन गुणों में, of those three gunas, because he mentioned three in the previous verse, उन गुणों से सत्व गुण निर्मल है. It is स्वच्छ, purity. और उन गुणों में सत्व गुण निर्मल होने के कारण, because it is स्वच्छ, it is purity, वो प्रकाशक और निर्विकार है. It is light. वह सुख की आसक्ति से और ज्ञान की आसक्ति से बांधता है. But it also can entrap us, because we may become attached to sukh and to gyan. So how does it affect us that we get attached to sukh and gyan? Let's elaborate on that a little bit. So firstly he says, Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. It means that sattva is nirmal, it is clean, it is stainless, and therefore it has the potential to take us closer to what we refer to as Paramatma Tattva, the divine element. So it has the potential to take us to Paramatma Tattva, through the divine element. It is also described in this verse as Prakashakam. And it is Prakashakam, it is light, it is brightness, because it is Nirmal, because it is Swachha. Now, Prakash, light, allows us to see things clearly. When Sattva dominates in us, then what it does is we are able to clearly see the vrittiya or the errors of Raja and Tama. So, because Sattva is Nirmal, it provides a light within us, which light enables us to see the errors in the Rajasic and the Tamasic things. Now, the things that the Rajasic and the Tamasic qualities, they give rise to what is referred to as Shad Ripu. There are 6 enemies of ours in this life. Shad means 6, Ripu means enemies. So there are 6 enemies that we must be continuously careful of. And what are these 6 enemies? The 6 enemies are Kama, lust; Krodha, anger; Lobha, greed; Mad, pride; Moha, illusion; and Matsarya, envy. So Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mad, Moha, Matsarya. These are the 6 things that belong to the Rajasic and the Tamasic. When Sattva dominates in us, it provides us with a light that makes us see clearly that Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madha, Moha and Matsarya are things that we need to stay away from. So we need that light to be able to be aware of the errors of Rajasic and Tamasic qualities. So as I said, Sattva provides the prakasha to see all these Rajasic and Tamasic things and to avoid them. So that is why Krishna Bhagwan refers to it as Prakashakam. Then he says, Sukha Sangena Badnati Jnana Sangena Chanagha. But there's one problem with Sattvic qualities. Although Sattva is said to be the best of the 3, there's also something that we need to be very careful about when it comes to Sattva. It is Nirmal, it is Swachha, it is stainless, it's like a crystal, but it can lay a trap for happiness and knowledge. Now, how does it do this? See, sometimes I have a lot of pride, mother, about the knowledge that I possess. So I'm doing a sattvic thing, I'm sharing knowledge with people, which is a sattvic karya. It's a very pure quality to share knowledge with others. But in the process of sharing that knowledge, I am filled with mada, I'm filled with pride that there's nobody like me. That without me, you will not have this knowledge. You'll be nothing in this world. It's because of me that you are getting this knowledge. So I'm doing sattvic. Sattva is predominating, but I'm getting caught up in the idea that I have a lot of knowledge. Or I have certain comforts in life. I have a lovely house. I have a beautiful car to drive in. I wear lovely clothes. And I compare all those experiences with others and I say, see how I am better off than them. So what happens is, while sattvic qualities may dominate in us, we have not overcome the ego, the I that is within us. हम दूसरे की अपेक्षा में, in comparison to others, अधिक जानता है. I know more than others. मैं अभिमान में भी, ये अभिमान में भी बांध लेने वाला है. This is what binds us. This idea that I know all this makes me better than others is our abhiman, and that's what binds us. That's why we say that the sattvic has the potential to bind us, because we get attached to the happiness and the knowledge that the sattvic things give rise to. Yadi sadhak, if an aspirant, somebody who wants to become perfect, sukh or gyan ka sang na kare, if we don't attach ourselves to the sukh and to the gyan, to sattva gun usko bandhta nahi hai, then the sattvic guna will not bind him, it will not entangle him, it will not enslave him. Yadi sang na ho, if we are not attached, तो साधक सत्व गुण से भी ऊंचा उठ जाता है. Then the person rises even beyond the sattvic qualities. So Our aim in life is not just to get rid of the tamasic, the rajasic qualities. It is also to rise above the sattvic qualities. And the greatest impediment to rising above the sattvic qualities is the ego. We all become eye specialists. And I'm not referring to the optician over here. Right? I donated money to the temple. I go every Sunday and I wash the temple floors. I go to the informal settlements and I give food, put my picture up everywhere. This is what I do. We are doing sattvic things. The sattvic quality is dominating in us, but we are looking for fame, we're looking for power. That's where the sattvic quality has the potential to bind us and to keep us enslaved. And that's what we need to be careful of. So this is what Krishna Bhagwan is warning us against in verse 6. Let's go to verse 7 now. Suraksha, can you put up verse 7 on the screen, please? Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam Tanni badhanati kaunteya Karma sangena dehinam. हम इसको फिर से पढ़ेंगे. Let's read it again. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam Tanni badhanati kaunteya Karma sangena dehinam. So now Sri Krishna Bhagwan, in the previous verse, he explained to us what the sattvic quality was. Right? He explained the sattvic quality to us, what sattva was, and he said that sattva was nirmal, it was swachh and everything, but it also could bind us if we get attached to the fruit of the actions that we are doing, if we get attached to the results of the sattvic things that we do. Now he elaborates on raja. He says rajo guna ragatmakam vidhi. So इसका अर्थ है कि रजोगुण राग स्वरूप है. Raga swarup means it is passion. It is the mode of passion. Raja actually denotes activity and ambition. The Rajogun, when Raja is dominating in us, then you will find that we are frantically engaging in various kinds of activities. We become over-ambitious people. And the over-ambition and the activities that we are engaging in is because of the Raga Swarup, because of the passion that is increased within us. People who are under the sway of Raja, they have a lot of crazy cravings. They have a lot of desires. And the cravings force them to act for the fulfillment. So why is it that I'm saying Raja denotes activity and ambition? Because Rajasic people have lots of ambitions and lot of cravings, and they want to satisfy those cravings. And therefore, they are always engaged in some kind of activity. And God help you if you come in the way of a Rajasic person. Because a Rajasic person will bulldoze anybody or anything that stops him or her from achieving what they want to achieve. That is the quality of a Rajasic person. That's the kind of person a Rajasic person is when the Raja dominates in them. They will stop at nothing to attain what it is they want to attain. And when the Raja is dominating in us, then what we do is we run after sensual pleasures. It creates the idea in us that I am the doer. And you'll find that Rajasic people are never content. In fact, people in whom Raja dominates, they are very fickle people. Quite often you'll find they don't even complete the tasks that they start. They start something, they are very passionate about it, and halfway through they lose interest and they want to do something else because they saw the neighbor doing something else. So now suddenly the interest is on something else. So this is what Rajasic qualities give rise to more and more. It's like adding ghee to fire. As a Rajasic person, if I see what somebody else is doing, I want to achieve that as well. We saw birds flying, so we created aeroplanes, right? We want to imitate what the birds are doing. These are Rajasic qualities. So Rajasic people are never content. As I said, they run after power. They want position, they want name, they want fame. How many people we have encountered in our own life who are after fame? They want comforts of the world. They're only interested in their own comforts. They're not interested in others. So Krishna Bhagwan then warns us about the Rajasic people in this verse here. Now, the gunas are actually phases, or they are modes, as I said. We all go through different phases. Sometimes I'm going through a sattvic phase. Sometimes I'm going through a rajasic phase, and other times I'm going through a tamasic phase. And as I said, these are general, universal characteristics of all kinds of mental tendencies, actions, and thoughts. One of the meanings of the word guna is rope or thread. And that is why you'll find that in the discourse this evening, Krishna Bhagwan has been telling us that it is sometimes said that that beings become roped in, or they become tied into matter by the three gunas of material nature. So when we say gunas mean qualities, we must also understand that one of the meanings of the word guna is a rope or a thread. And this thread binds us together. But remember that it coexists in all of us. Right? There's no such thing as somebody is only sattvic or somebody is only rajasic or only tamasic. There may be a dominance of one, but they coexist in us, and they are all responsible for enslaving us and entangling us in this world. So tonight we looked at the three gunas. We saw a little bit a description of the sattva and raja. So tomorrow you will have a discussion of the tamas, and there'll be further discussion on these. So we're going to close the Bhagavad Gita recital over here, and we're going to proceed now with the next part of our satsang. We're now going to have, I think it's going to be japa, am I correct? Acha, we're going to do japa, and the japa that we're going to do is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're going to repeat that 21 times. When we've completed the japa, then we will observe a moment's silence, and that will be followed by the recitation of the Mahamrityunjaya mantra 3 times. So let's begin firstly with the japa. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय. Acha, my apologies. We should have actually gone into Chalisa first before we did Japa. So I think the smell of bhojan, the rajasic quality has dominated in me. Therefore, I forgot the correct order. My apologies for that. Rajiv ji, we'll do the silent meditation and Mahamrityunjaya mantra again later. Please proceed with the Krishna Chalisa now. Thank you.
वंशी शोभित कर मधुरा नील जलदत तन श्याम अरुण धार जनु बिंब पल नयन कमल बीरा पूर्ण इंद्र रविंद मुख पीतांबर शुभ साज जय मनमोहन मंदचरी कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज जय यदुनंदन जय जगवंदन जय वासुदेव देवकी नंदन जय यशोदासुत नंद दुलारे जय प्रभु भक्तन के मृग तारे जय नटनागर नागर दैया कृष्ण कन्हैया देनु चरैया पुनिनक पर प्रभु गिरिवर धारो आओ दीन कचन
Acha, let us observe a few moments of silence. Let us concentrate on Bhagwan, think about the lessons that we have learnt today, and thereafter we will lead into Mahamrityunjaya. So let's start with silent meditation now. Om. Om. ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ राम राम राम। Let's get ready for Aarti. Rajiv ji will lead us in Aarti.
आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। गले में बेगंदी माला, बजावे मुरली मधुर बाला। श्रवण में कुंडल जलकाला, नंद के आनंद नंद लाला। गगन सम अंग कांति, राधिका चमक रही आली। लगन में ताजे वनमाली, भ्रमर सोहल कस्तूरी तिलक। चंद्र सी झलक ललित जबि श्यामा प्यारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। कनक में मोर मुकुट विलसे, देवता दर्शन को तरसे। गगन सो सुमन राशि बरसे, बजे मृदंग मधुर मृदंग। ग्वालिन के संग अतुल रज गोप कुमारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। जहाँ से प्रगट भई गंगा, कलुष कलिहारिणी श्री गंगा। स्मरण के होत मोह भंगा, बसे शिव शीश जटा के बीच। हरे अधिकी चरण चवि श्री बनवासी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। चमकती उज्ज्वल ततरेनो, बज रही वृंदावन वेणु। चहुदिशि गोपी ग्वाल रेणु, हसत मृद मद चांदनी जग। कहत भव बंध तेर सुन दीन भिखारी की, गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज बिहारी की, श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की।
ॐ कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि। ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते You must now do Achman for your Aarti. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantara Kritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade. Put your palms together. We'll do the Visarjan now. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhabhak Bhavet Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Apradha Sahasrani Krihante Harnishang Maya Dasohyam Iti Mamatva Kshamasva Parameshwara Umavahanam na janami visarjanam Pujan chaiva na janami Kshamasva Parameshwara Om Anyatha Sharanam Nasti Tvameva Sharanam Mama Tasmat Karunya Bhavena Rakshatvam Parameshwara बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पार्वती माता की जय श्री सीतारामचंद्र भगवान की जय श्री लक्ष्मण जी की जय श्री बजरंगबली महावीर स्वामी की जय जग जगनी दुर्गा काली लक्ष्मी सरस्वती माता की जय श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय श्री सनातन धर्म की जय सब पितर देव की जय ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे श्याम जय सिया राम